Alright guys, thank you for coming to Treforest Hustings to elect your new Vice President and President going forward for the next academic year. First we'd like to call upon the candidates going for the Vice President positions. So that would be Gary Carpenter and Sarah Valkenburg. Okay guys, how it's going to happen, you both get 3 minutes to represent your manifestos. Gary's going to go first because his comes alphabetically first. And, well, you have 3 minutes, Gary. Would you like to take a seat?
Good afternoon everyone, my name is Gary Carpenter and I'm running for Vice President of the Students' Union. I've been studying at this university now for 3 years and I'll be graduating this year. Throughout my time at this uni, I've thoroughly enjoyed my experience. However, there are some areas of this experience that could have been enhanced through some changes. Changes that, if elected, I will strive to provide. Promise is a strong word, a word that is too easily said without any meaning. I never promise something if I don't mean it. I'm not going to stand here and promise you a bunch of ideas that cannot be kept. So how about some promises that can be kept? I want to make this union a union for the students and to give it a new lease of life. Here is how I aim to do just that. My first promise that I give to you is to promote a collective culture between the UK and international students. It is too often seen that the UK and international students of this uni do not integrate with each other. I want to change this and unite all the students under one name. My second promise is to return the fun element back into the Students' Union with new and exciting events. I've seen the union on too many occasions with only a handful of people using its facilities. I don't want people to just walk past the union, I want them to come in and enjoy it. Which leads on to my next promise, to fight for fairer prices within the union. The union is one of the most expensive bars in Treforest. This isn't right, and I will not only strive for fairer alcohol prices, but fairer prices all round. Improving communication between all societies and the students is something that I have wanted to see done at the uni, but it has never happened. You always hear about the sports results and the sports events, but you rarely hear about what's happening in some of the other societies. Every society, no matter how big or small, should have a voice, and it should be heard. And finally, I aim to ensure that the great sporting experience that I have had over the 3 years is maintained throughout the merger. I have loved my 3 years of sport at this uni, and I would hate for that to change for you. You are the students of this university, and you should have a say no matter in how it's run. If elected, I will listen to any problems that you have and make sure that the right result is found. Not every student's ideas can be implemented into this uni, but I'll try my hardest to involve each and every one of them. In a year's time, I will not be stood here having given you empty promises with these aims not having been achieved. Make the right choice on election day and vote me, Gary Carpenter, as your Vice President. Thank you for listening.
So secondly, I would like to introduce Sarah Valkenburg.
Afternoon everyone. My name is Sarah Valkenburg and I am running to be your Vice President next year. As your current Student Support Officer, I entered into the role with the intention of doing it for 1 year only. However, I've decided to rerun, and that's for one simple reason, which is that my work here is absolutely not done. I'm just going to briefly go through some of the reasons that I'm rerunning. However, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to have time to go through them all, but sure, we'll see how we go. All of the aims of my manifesto are based on a continuation of work that I've already been doing this year. There's a few examples of this. One of them is the Glamlife SU space. As a former Glamlife student myself, I'm more than aware of the sense of segregation that is felt among students in terms of students' union provision. This year I've been working hard with the student reps, the SU staff and the university towards setting up a students' union space at the Glamlife campus. Negotiations are underway to take over the currently vacant Belladonna's Cafe. However, a lot of work needs to be put in to seal the deal, and I intend to see it through. I'm going to move on to talk about communication. This year I've been able to see how one of the Students' Union's weaknesses is its communications. The SU is absolutely key to the student experience, and if students are missing out on things because they don't know about them, or find out too late, or worse still, never find out at all, then something needs to change. This summer I plan to review and revamp the Students' Union's methods of communication and publicity. I think this is something that is now more crucial than ever, as we now have 5 campuses to be able to effectively network between. On a similar topic, I'm going to talk about the links between the student reps that we do have. From working with the course reps, SVRs and the Student Council this year, I've been able to see that more links need to be created between them, because there's some great potential that could be tapped into if they were able to work more closely together. I've just kept my manifesto really simple because I want to be able to achieve a few simple things rather than falling between many stools. I'm afraid that's probably all I'm going to have time for. However, I'll hang around afterwards if you'd like to talk to me or ask me any questions. Otherwise, I'm a really approachable person. I come from a very broad background, so I can relate well to all types of people. And I've got plenty of experience under my belt. I will continue to do anything I can do to help you in any way that I can, whether it's chasing pesky landlords or helping you get out of a tight spot with the university, or helping you with absolutely any difficulties you face during your time at the university. I turn no one away. Helping students is something I really enjoy. Like I say, saving your day makes my day. So vote Super Sarah. Thank you very much, everyone.
Okay, thank you very much for your, manifesto presentations. Now this draws us to question time. Sarah, because you were second with the manifesto, you go first here. So the question is, what do you think can be done to encourage more participation, involvement from international students?
Again, I mentioned one of the weaknesses of the Students' Union was its communication, and I think this is probably something that links in quite closely. This year I've been working with the Student Integration Officer, and we've, from the feedback from various surveys, we can see that communication is one of the things that's coming through, that international students, some of them don't know what the Students' Union is, some of them know what it is, where it is, but they don't actually know what it does. So I think that that's one of the things, is just making them aware of what it does do or what it can do for them, because ultimately it's completely student-led. So the Student Union can do for them whatever they wanted to do. It's something that they just have to set up themselves.
Brilliant. Okay, to you also, Gary, is 1 minute, okay? What do you think can be done to encourage more participation, involvement from international students?
Well, this year I've been living with an international student, and we've been talking recently about how the segregation between the international and the UK students has kind of affected her really, and she's quite a bright bubbly girl. So I would like to see more of people are very shy coming to this country and everything, so I'd like to provide more events that kind of gets everybody talking to each other, gets everyone known around the university, and again, just generally being there as somebody who can help them with any problems that they have.
Okay, so the second question. This will be directed to you first this time, Gary, okay? How are you going to support the liberation campaigns?
What do you mean by liberation campaigns? So you're looking at the LGBT societies. Sarah knows so much more to me about this.
Just generally the societies and things.
Yeah.
The women's LGBT, women's, black students, Welsh language, student.
Yeah, I mean, this one's kind of struck upon me here. But I just see it more as the societies, I want to give them more of a voice really in this uni. Again, going back to what I said about the sports societies, you always hear about them, you always hear that they have the voice, but you rarely hear about what other societies are doing. So I mean, yes, they may be a small society and things like that, but we still want to hear about what they're doing and provide more of an event for them really. So any small events that are happening in their lives, then I want to make it a bigger event for the whole university to get involved with.
Same question to you then, Sarah?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, one of the things that's on my manifesto is the Out in Sport campaign, which is something that I kind of started working on this year, but it was only kind of something I thought of in August, a month after kind of taking up the role. And I wanted to launch it for freshers, didn't have time to do it. But now this year I've continued to set it up, and it's pretty much ready to rock now for freshers. And that's pretty much to encourage like participation and a sense of acceptance for LGBT members in the sports teams. And it's not just within the university, it's outside the university as well. For students with disabilities, this year I got to work really closely with the chair of the Students with Disabilities Committee, and we organised a mental health day with the student services. It was something that, again, was kind of something we thought of really close to the time, but we needed more time. And next year, then the following month after that, the Psychological Society did a week. So hopefully if they wanted us to work with them, we'd probably do a bigger event next year. I think that's my time, is it? 10 seconds. Oh, I'll just give it over.
Okay, the last question is directed to you first, Sarah. But, oh, there were still two in there. On the other campuses, there was only one left in there, so. Okay, so directed to you. How do you propose to increase student engagement within the union in terms of voting, campaigning, and raising awareness?
Cool. I think this year we were quite unfortunate with terms of the timing of the elections during exams, really, at the end of the year when even some students are going home, and that was purely down to the merger. But I think next year, if we could reschedule the elections to happen during term time, like February, March, that'd be brilliant. And I think something that we worked on this year was the information roadshow, and we know ourselves that some of the candidates we've picked up, even from the atrium, they're going for the vice president role, were people that we spoke to while we're out and about on campus. So I think that's something we do again. And I think it's even just things like educating campaign teams about what's happening, what's the election's all about. And I think now with having 3 different student councils on the 3 different regions, I think giving them a more active role and involvement with the elections rather than just informing them of what's happening, I think empowering them to do more would be key.
Yeah, again, like Sarah said there, it has been a tough kind of election this year. Been involved with a couple of other ones previous years, and it was a lot easier with people actually being around in the university for you to talk to. But yeah, again, changing it, the dates of the elections would be a lot more helpful. Putting up the information, kind of getting it out there. Again, the roadshow, I was only able to go for a few minutes, but I did pop over to have a look at it, and it was something that can be kind of got out there a lot more for ready for next year. And again, with the 3 campuses, that's going to help us a lot more.
Well, thank you very much. Yes, that was brilliant. Okay, next I would like to introduce the candidates going for the presidency position. There are 3 candidates. One is unable to attend today. He has sent his apologies. He's in an exam. So I'd like to introduce Caris Rhiannon and Ashik Thomas. Who went first last time? Okay. Come before Okay, Caris Thomas is going to go first and let you know a bit about herself.
Okay, Prynhawn da Morgannwg. Good evening, Treforest. My name is Caris Rhiannon, and I'm running for the role of president in USWSU. To give you a little insight into where I come from and what I'm about, I'm a born Welsh woman, the only one that's running. I've lived about 3 miles from the university for about 21 years of my life, so I've seen it grow throughout the years. I've witnessed the wonders and developments that's made us today, and it's made us one of the most highly regarded and largest institutions in the UK. The forming of the University of South Wales being another stepping stone into the institution's bright future. When I first started at Glamorgan back in 2009, I failed to understand really the influence our sabbatical office had on our experience here. So my understanding this year from getting involved from stuff such as council, SVR things, has increased. Being an SVR and a council representative has allowed me to establish links with staff and develop a rapport that's distinguished respect. This has allowed me to instigate change in our university. A couple of examples of such change is the placement of a printer at the sports park, the promise of added lettering to Glamlife signage, submitted proposals to have silverware distributed across campus. I've represented our student body on a number of occasions. I've represented at NUS conferences, at inter-university board meetings, and I've stood up and voiced the student opinion at times to the dismay of our staff. I fought to extend and defend your rights as students. As your presidential candidate, I wish to continue to defend and extend your rights. I want to campaign to enhance the student experience by offering a variety of events such as bungee jumping and zip wiring, one of which I've already secured. I wish to increase student consultation in the union decisions, as we did with the union logo. I wish to update you regularly with everything I'm doing as your representative via social media and my personal website. I wish to increase integration between campuses by holding a one-off event at the end of the year that's welcome to the community and the university students. I wish to be a presence on all campuses so that you can come to me directly with an issue. As your president, I'll not make a promise I cannot keep. I will not subdue to bigotry. I will influence change on your behalf. For an individual who you know will make things happen, vote Carys Rhiannon, number 1 for president. Less talk, more action.
Okay, secondly, I'd like to introduce Ashik to you.
Hi friends, I'm Ashik Thomas. I'm doing BSc Nursing in Glamlife campus. I'm a hardworking and loyal personality. I'm confident that I can lead the students throughout the year in an excellent way, and I will do my level best for the betterment of student union. I can guarantee that I will do everything to make student union a key part of student year. I will make student union representative of all students irrespective of their nationality, language, color and differences. Promotion of healthy lifestyle will be my motto. Better relationship between students union and the university, and act as a mediator between students and university. Promoting creative work for students in various departments through workshops and events will be my aim. Welfare of students will be the prime priority. Equal opportunity for students in all campus activities, and I will conduct social and academic events often. And thank you.
Okay, so this draws us to question time. Ashik, is your option to choose question first? Okay, you have 1 minute to answer the question as well, right? Alumni are a very important asset to the university. So how would you best connect students of yesterday with students of today? You have 1 minute, okay?
Yeah, as what I said in my manifesto, I will prepare a database of all students, and I think it will be a good idea to connect all students with the new ones. The new students can get information about their the ex-students who passed out from this university. I think that will be the best idea. Thank you.
Okay, so Carys, the same question directed to you. Alumni are a very important asset to the university. So how would you best connect students of yesterday with students of today?
This is actually something I've been working on at the moment with Brian Porter from the marketing department of the university. We sort of found that there's an issue at the moment with alumni that they don't feel part of the community anymore. So what we've been trying to do is set up Facebook groups between classes and things to try and get old students to interlink with the new students. We've also been doing a callback system where we call the alumni, let them know what's going on with the university, give them developments, things like that. And then they have an opportunity to invest in the student experience as well, so they can actually donate money to the university for the facilities and things to be improved. So other than that, there is something I've been trying to push through, which is a pack at the end of when you graduate, where you get quirky things, so like a bumper sticker, just a little notebook to take away with you, so that when you go into CVs and places and jobs, that you get that as well. So.
Yeah, thank you. Minute is a minute, no. Sometimes you don't remember how quick it goes. Okay, secondly, this is to you first, Karis. How important do you think data protection and confidentiality within this role is, and what would you do to hold this up?
I think in all situations, really, data protection and confidentiality is really important. If a student comes to you with an issue, then you've got to decide who you can take it to and where you're going to take it. But it's not like I'm going to go down the pub and say, "Oh, this girl's got problems." It's not something you do. So you wouldn't share something unless it was with someone higher. So say you needed someone to go counselling, you take them to those. You needed them to have representation at higher boards, you do that. With paper stuff, you don't really tend to refer to people as well, people, we know they're people, but student numbers, for example, things like that, that all helps with confidentiality, and yeah, I'll just keep going there.
All right, Ashik, how important do you think data protection and confidentiality within this role is? And what would you do to hold this up?
I will try my level best to keep it the problems or the complaints, not the complaints actually, the things confidential, because the ones who approach me will have a trust upon me. Then I will try to keep it. And then if it is not, if it is only in the emergency situations, I will not report it to other people. That is my, I think that is a better way.
Okay, so the final question, we need to... Okay. As president, you are required to serve as a student member of the two highest decision-making bodies of the university. Can you name these two bodies, committees, and what the role of the president would be?
I'm sorry, actually I don't know much about these things because I'm new to this campus and I'm not much familiar about it, so I don't think I can answer that.
Okay, so Karis, as president, you are required to serve as a student member of the two highest decision-making bodies of the university. Can you name these two bodies, committees, and what the role of the president would be on these committees?
I'm going to be completely honest with you. I've been on so many meetings and different boards and things that I could name you a couple, don't get me wrong, but naming the main two would be difficult, but I'm going to go with a guess. So I'm going to guess the trustee board, and I'm going to guess the Learning Teaching Enhancement Committee, because they're the only two that really spring to mind, but I'm really sorry, I can't think of them right now.
Well, it'd be the Board of Governors and the Academic Board. Okay? Well, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the sunny day.